At TPA, Quick Assess, we believe every field ops team deserves better than good enough when it comes to corrosion control. We believe that integrity programs should be predictive, not reactive, data-driven, not one-size-fits-all, and TPA is motivated by a genuine desire to help operations teams avoid failures before they happen. That's why Quick Assess exists, and why every CMP-IC, corrosion management plan for internal corrosion, is grounded in real-world simulation, not simplified rule-of-thumb assumptions. This episode? It's about a pipeline so common, most teams wouldn't give it a second thought. We're looking at a 1.5-mile 4-inch oil emulsion line, produced oil, water, and a bit of gas. It's a textbook gathering line, like thousands of others across the WCSB. But corrosion doesn't care how ordinary a line is. In fact, that's often where the trouble starts. So we ran Quick Assess across 10 flow scenarios, from high-rate production over 300 cubic meters per day, all the way down to less than 10 cubic meters per day. And what we found was clear: corrosion severity increases as flow decreases. At high flow, greater than 200 mthreads a day, the risk is very low. Water moves fast, no time for traps to form, but as flow drops, velocity drops. Oil begins to slip on top of the water, and the water begins to pool. Low pH pockets form as the residence time of the water in each trap increases. And corrosion doesn't just start, it accelerates, particularly if debris or solids arrive. Here's how the CMP-IC responds. High flow, over 200 cubic meters per day, is the sweet spot. The risk is very low. We use continuous inhibitor injection into the fast-moving water film. No pigging needed, no MEG. The chemistry does the work, supplemented by occasional pig runs. At 50 to 200 cubic meters per day, the risk is still low, but slightly elevated. The plan remains similar, though we increase the pigging frequency to remove stagnant water more often, as the flow begins to slow and residence times increase. Pigging is also supplemented by continuously injected corrosion inhibitor designed to travel with the fast-moving water film. Now, the transition zone, 10 to 50 cubic meters per day. This is where corrosion risk becomes moderate. Pigging and continuous injection are sustained, but we also now add MEG slugs, anywhere from 30 to 90 liters following each pig run, depending on the flow. Still no batch inhibitor yet, but we're actively removing stagnant water and modifying the water traps to avoid pH suppression and corrosion initiation. At very low flow, below 10 cubic meters per day, we hit the danger zone. Velocity is too low to promote effective continuous inhibitor filming, and so pigging is upgraded to pigging with batch inhibitor. The strategy shifts to installing a physical sticky barrier onto the pipeline surface. MEG slugging following each batch inhibitor run continues, a combined strategy of filming and water trap pH control. The CMP-IC strategy follows a simple framework and adapts to changing flow conditions. It is aligned with CSA Z662 and forward-looking performance-based safety management systems. This is how Quick Assess turns simulation into protection. It's not just corrosion control, it's corrosion prevention that scales, responds, and protects before the problem even starts. If this case feels familiar, it's because it is. Internal corrosion doesn't wait for the obvious signs. At TPA, Quick Assess, we model risk and position field ops to act before failures occur. A fully modeled Quick Assess hazard profile and CMP-IC plan costs just $1,500 per pipeline. Visit trustedpipelineadvisor.com to learn more, and consider reaching out to secure a Quick Assess and CMP-IC for your most critical gathering lines.